What's up, YouTube internet? So I'm just cooking up some hot grease. About to make some French fritters, put those in my stomach. But instead of cooking up out here, let's go cook up in the studio and show you how to do a little chop and screw. Alright, in this tutorial today, we are breaking down the new Travis Scott Jordan commercial, which was shot and edited and directed by my best friend, White Trash Tyler, the man that gave me my name. I also gave him his name.
My hair was down, and my best friend Jacob, he was like, "Oh, you really look like white trash right now." And then
today we're going to be breaking down how we did the chopped and screwed sound effects for the commercial, how you can do some chopped and screwed stuff as well too. So let's dive right into it. I've done quite a few of these social advertisements for different companies, and I would say the number one thing to remember when you do these is to remember to get to the heart of what the story is all about. And for this, it's all about Houston. The shoes are all about, and so they wanted to do something that had that Houston sound, which is obviously chopped and screwed. So before we did anything, the first thing that I did was I went and listened to some old DJ Screw records. I listened to a bunch of DJ Screw and some Chop Not Slopped records, and I use those as my references. Don't be afraid to take a reference and use that as your template when you're creating. I've seen a lot of people in the studio do this before, and I myself do it. And what I mean by that is literally, I'll show you here. Let's say that you loved the new Kanye West Kid Cudi, a song like Free. Literally take it, figure out the tempo and the key. I use a program called Mix and Key, which I'll show you here in a second. Find out what tempo it's at, lock it to your grid. So for this, it's 151. So we come up here, 151. Double click on it, right click on time, hit project tempo. For me, I like to do something where I hit stretch. It's a lower audio quality, but it helps in the long run with these projects, stretching things and moving them. If you hold shift and you use your mouse wheel, you can actually move audio clips to the left or to the right. So make sure that it's on beat. Once it's on beat, use this as a template. Go in, hit Alt-T, find out where the intro is, or find out where Alt-T, a hook is. And once you start kind of compiling those things within the project, it can give you a really solid template that other individuals are using to create hit songs. And that's not necessarily what I did for this project, but using those references is a great starting point. So the song that we used was a song by Miguel featuring Travis Scott called Skywalker. And the first thing I do is I use the program called Mix and Key to find the key of the song as well as the tempo. This is great for samples if you want to match samples to a grid in FL Studio or others. So for this example, I'll just grab whatever this is, this little loop. Mixed and Key will process the file, and once that's done, Mixed and Key will tell you not only the tempo and the BPM, but...
Are you filming?
Yeah. So first, I started thinking about beat juggling, which would have been done to do chopped and screwed. You take the same instrumental and or song and put it on two different turntables, and you'd bounce between the record. You'd go back and forth, and that kind of gave that repeating sound effect. I copied the track, and I made sure that the copied track was a unique file by right-clicking and hitting Make Unique. This allowed me to have the opportunity to add new effects to the second file, add new effects to the copied file, as well as add different effects to the original file, so I can bounce between the through when I'm doing the fake beat juggling that I'm creating within FL20. Next thing, we pitched the record down 6 cent, which is half an octave, I believe. And this gave us that Houston chopped and screw sound, which is that pitch down, slowed down feel. What I did to slow it down, though, because we just didn't want it to pitch down and sound deep and not slow down, be the same tempo, is I stretched the file. I right-clicked and hit project tempo, I stretched the file, then I actually slowed down the BPM of the song. This allowed me to have the pitch down feel as well as a slower feel to the overall song. After that, I started moving between different parts of the song, different sections, and chopping out sections and parts that I thought were interesting. And once those audio files were all laid out, that's when I could start bouncing between them and adding effects. I used gross beat for a lot of the effects to make turntable scratch sounds and slowed down sounds. And these are all just the presets that I'm using. Then I also added some sound effects from Splice, like a tape rewind sound effect, a couple air horns and things of that nature to kind of give it that, I don't know, that true feel. On top of that, to make this special and to, you know, knowing that this is a Jordan collab and stuff, I added special sound effects like basketball shots and, you know, the ATV riding, the ice in the cup sound, which is essentially the chain underneath the water. Just different sound effects to give it something new and different that you might not, you know, be expecting. But, you know, if you're thinking about basketball, if you're thinking about Jordan and stuff, why not have some of those be introduced into the item as like percussion pieces and or transition pieces. After all that was done, we added a lot more plugins and we did a bunch of automation. For this, I knew we needed like chorus sound effects and phasers and delays. So I went through a bunch of different sound effects in Sound Toys and some other plugins. I went through the presets, I found some stuff that I liked. And once I found the presets that I liked, I created some automation to kind of make the piece move a bit better. Finally, after that, I fixed up the audio, the original audio that Tyler had sent me from Travis Scott when, you know, he was a little kid, and it reminded me of when I was just a wee little lad, and I used to love making homemade videos with my best friends.
Jacob. Yeah?
Are you alright?
Yeah, man. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. Do you want to go out though? I think it would be fun to go outside. Let's go.
I sent off the audio to Tyler, and of course, like usual, he told me that he loved it. I screen recorded our phone call conversation where he told me that I did nothing but amazing work, and unfortunately, the audio didn't record, but luckily, we dubbed it over with what I remember him saying on the phone call.
Oh, dude, it's so lit, it's so awesome, it's so trashy, it's exactly what I was looking for, and I love it. You're the best guy ever, and you're also my best friend.
JK, that is not how any of our conversations go. Usually I send him the file, then we go through revisions together. He usually has a million notes, and then finally we get the ad done. So, yeah, that's the process from start to finish. Alright, thanks for checking out the tutorial. That's how you chop and screw H-Town style, like we did on the new Jordan commercial with Travis Scott for the Cactus Jacks. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at mybestfriendjacob with an underscore.
Oh, dude, your house is on fire.